Welcome to the Crowned Medium, where Her Highness Lorenda Carr delivers intuitive clarity, messages from Spirit, and tools to elevate your spiritual journey.
Good morning, everybody. We're getting rolling here. Hello, Lorenda Carr here. We're ready to roll, ready to go. Oh, thank you for sharing, Roxanne. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hello. We're going to be talking about all kinds of good stuff today. I'm always interested to see. Yep. Shows that I'm live over here. Very cool. How's everybody doing this morning? Hello, hello. Hi, Mystic Moon. I know it was so fun. Yeah, we had, thank you for saying that, Mystic Moon. So last night, for those of you who do not know, I had my students, come on, good morning, Shelley. Good morning, Brittany. You guys tap, do the thing. Thank you, Rosemary. And good morning, Rosemary. Yeah, I had my students on last night doing readings, and just a few of my development students. And it was really, really cool. And of course, they showed up and showed out because that's who they are. They're freaking amazing. And the evidence was so good, so good. So I was very happy to have them on. And yeah, we brought through someone who had just passed. So we did a couple different things. We did each of my students did an individual reading where it was very spirit led, and someone had to claim the spirit, and then each of them were able to come up into the box and do the thing. And then we went direct, where we just let everybody who wanted a reading could request. Oh no, Roxanne, and put that thing on do not disturb next time so they can't call you. Good morning, Linda. Good to see you over there in the Facebook land. So it was a really cool thing, because then we did it as an exercise. We're like, okay, let's pick someone. I picked a random person that I was drawn to, and we said, okay, who do you want to connect to? She gave us a name, and then the 5 of us all pulled that spirit through. And the crazy thing is that spirit had just passed in February, and was already very, very active on the other side. Good morning, breast cancer thriver. Good morning. Thank you, Rosemary. So it was really cool. And Rosemary was one of them. Rosemary was one of my readers. She's also my faithful assistant. I know. Well, you know what? The good news is, Roxanne, I posted it on YouTube. So it is on my YouTube video, on my YouTube page. So yeah, that was a really, really cool experience. And, we in class, like we do readings all the time in class, but we try to flex the muscles in a different way, that stretches us, that pushes us. And we learn the rules of platform mediumship. We learn the rules of how to best navigate a private reading. We learn how to connect in different ways that maybe we're not used to connecting. Like we play games and do meditations, and so we do all kinds of different ways of learning how to connect, because every medium is different. We all connect differently based on what kind of day we've had, even, we connect differently. We connect, some of us utilize different clairs in different ways, right? Some people, when we say they're clairaudient, can actually hear a disembodied voice, right? Sometimes it's just what we get in our head. Good morning, Rob. Hey. And so we might feel like, when we say like Claire, make sure you guys are following Rob, by the way. He has amazing decks. He does readings and all the good stuff. and teaches classes too, right, Rob? You teach classes on the tarot. Or you have your video not work. Well, you have to get enough followers. So make sure you guys follow Rosemary so she can get enough followers so she can be seen next time on our live. We have to get her enough followers. Yeah, so Rob's awesome. His decks are really cool too. And an all around nice guy. Anyway, so make sure you guys are following Rosemary. That's my point. So it was really cool that thanks, Rob. I appreciate you. It was just really cool doing the readings and connecting with everybody in that way, because again, we're used to doing it in class, but even then it can be frustrating because maybe whatever exercise we're doing that day is not your forte. Maybe you're not, naturally clairsentient. Like that may not be your strongest, right? Clair, but maybe that day, that's what we work on. We try to build that muscle. Just like when you go to the gym, you may not have great upper body strength. So you're going to start with lighter weights. You're going to start with, lifting weights on your upper body. That's the only way to start, right? Or maybe you just start with a plank and see if you can hold your own body weight. And it's the same with mediumship. We work on developing the muscles. We work on, okay, so where do we feel like we need to develop the most? Maybe your forte is not clairvoyance. Maybe your strong suit is clairaudience. So how do we tap into that? And so I always defer to Dr. Mike, my teacher guide, to tell us what we need in that moment, like based on the people that are in the classroom. What is it that we need to develop? What is it that we need to work on? And so I just honestly, I fully trust my spirit team to give me the layout of what we're going to do. And it literally always works out. By the end of class, all of us are like, that was cool. Didn't see that coming. Right. So anyway, so also if you're new here, welcome. Give me a wave. Give me a wave if you're new here. All 12 of you. I feel like I probably know all of you at this point, but make sure you give a wave, say hi. Let me know where you're from. I'd love to connect and make sure you guys are following me and all the good stuff, right? I do this show every Thursday. Good morning, Emerald Princess. Hey, listen, I'm from Indy. I'm in Westfield. I'm actually originally born and raised in Indy. What side of town are you on? I'm from the west side. Went to Ben Davis. What side of town are you from, Emerald Princess? I guess you don't have to tell me. Sorry, that was like intrusive. But yeah, so I'm just up here in Westfield, Lawrence area. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I love that. BD. Go Giants. But I bet I graduated way before he did. Good morning from Arizona, Celesta. Good morning. Hello. Welcome in. Well, welcome to my channel. Like I said, my name's Lorenda. I'm a psychic medium. Good morning, Christy. Welcome. I'm glad that you're new here and I'm glad you're here. Make sure you're following me. I go live every Thursday, this time until noon Eastern time. Sometimes I do readings. I wanted to talk today, like, how's everybody doing with this full moon energy? I thought we'd talk about what that means. Thank you, Christy. Appreciate you. And make sure you guys share out the live. Let's get a bunch of, well, I've only seen 9 shares. Let's get like 100 shares and 10,000 likes. And maybe I'll actually start moving into doing some readings today. We did readings last night with my students and it was fantastic. Weird dreams in this moon. Okay, Rob, I wonder why that is. I wonder why. Do you think? And I fully believe that certain moons and certain, like this one is a pink moon in Libra. Maybe that affects certain people differently, right? Good morning, Brian, over there in the tube of you. Good to see you. We have a whole 3 people between YouTube and Facebook. not sleeping as well. And you know what? Come to think of it, I'm not sleeping as well either, but I also needed to go to the chiropractor, which I did this morning before the show. Good morning, Robbie. Good morning. So we're talking about how have you been affected by this full moon energy? I found that leading up to the full moon, which is pretty normal, it's a normal cycle. As the moon gets bigger, you get and more light, more is revealed, right? So what I have found is some people really, really showed themselves this week in a way that I could never have predicted or thought ahead of time. Hi, Tammy. You guys make sure you find Sol y Luna, Tammy, Sun and Moon. She was doing readings online last night. She's fantastic. She's one of my students. Fantastic reader. Fantastic medium. So how we were just talking about how the moon has affected us. I have found that there were some things like at my dance studio. It really affected not my mediumship business this time. It affected my dance studio and really disrupted the balance of my dance studio in ways that I could never have predicted. Could never. I mean, I guess I could have predicted, but I didn't. You never sleep around full moons, but the red moon messed you up. Oh no. Oh man. How did it mess you up? Like, how did it mess with you? And what was the red moon in? Like what? I'm not very good at this. I just know that once a month we get a full moon. And every month, like one's in Virgo, one's in Leo, one's in Libra. Last month, was last month Virgo? I think last month was Virgo. Really been tired and exhausted. Brian, Linda, either one of you, how over in the other worlds, how has the moon been affecting you all? I have 0 people on Instagram. Well, I tell you what, these platforms are really, really suppressing me. Last night we had quite a few people in the live. Like I think we maxed out at like 55 people. Interesting. So I mentioned the other platforms and then TikTok got glitchy. That was interesting. Everyone gave great readings last night. Yes, they did. It was so cool. It was so cool. Yeah, we had Tammy, Jesse, Rosemary, Regina. If you guys don't follow Regina Townsend, make sure to follow her. And then myself. We were all doing readings last night. And I did post it on we only did it on TikTok, but I posted it on my YouTube video. I cut out all the beginning garbage, all the stuff where I was trying to get my life together. I cut all that out. You can go back and watch the replay. It was fantastic. Thank you, Anita. Appreciate you. Thank you for being part of my team. And I'd like to do that again. I actually thought about like just once a month trying to work it out where the students, do more with my students. Good day, Celine. Yeah, check it out because they were amazing, amazing. So Rosemary has 68 followers. We need to get her to at least 100 so we can show her face on the next live. But it was a really good lesson. And Reverend Meg did a fantastic online full moon service last night. Oh, I know. I realized after I had already booked my time with my students before I realized it was a full moon service. Otherwise, I would have supported Meg. But we already had it on the books, and it's hard enough for me to coordinate with my students as it is. So, and I messaged Meg. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Did she end up going live on TikTok, Brian? I think she said she was going to go on TikTok. And good morning, Ladora. Hello, hello. Welcome to my team. You're part of my team. Thanks. Hey, what are y'all sipping on this morning? I got my peach vibe. It's like the default one that comes in the 4-pack. My husband keeps getting these. I'm like, well, they're okay, but whatever. Anyway, he didn't get the memo that it's not a peach moon, it's a pink moon. Get it? Anyway, thank you, Ladora. But yes, you can go back and watch the replays on the Tube of the U. And it all that is you can just look up Lorenda Carr Medium, by the way. Oh, Christy's got espresso. Hello. I don't do coffee of any kind. Tammy, you were on, girlfriend. You were like getting all the info. She did a podcast on TikTok with Bevan. Okay. Well, I knew she was going to do the through Camp Chesterfield. She was doing their online, but she had talked about she was going to do a TikTok. So that's awesome that she made it work. Hi, Lucas. Good morning. You're my first one in the Instagram this morning. Welcome in. First one in 20 minutes. So yeah, if you guys all saw Tammy and Rosemary, they were doing readings last night. So it was really good. I think, what would you say for Rosemary and Tammy that are in here, since you guys were on live, what was your favorite part about last night, about doing those readings? What would you say your favorite part? Good morning, April. Hello, my friend. We were talking about how last night my development students were on TikTok doing readings. The direct link, that was cool. That came in, that whooshed in way faster than I thought it would. Especially considering how many teachers will say, how many development teachers or how many mediums will say, oh, well, if they just passed, they'll have a hard time coming through. I've never had an issue with that, because energy is energy, right? So if they were a big energy in life, they were definitely going to be a big energy on the other side immediately after they're crossing, right? So I thought that was pretty fantastic to have Miles step in so quick. And then the fact that all 5 of us, and I wonder if that's because we do develop together, because we work together and we have that commonality. And everybody in that chat that just occurred to me. We've all met in person. We've all seen each other in person. So I think there's a little bit of merit to that as well, that we have a personal connection as well as the virtual connection. And so when he came in, we were all 5 getting immediate evidence. Like, he immediately showed me how to spell his name, and it was pretty wild. Oh, thank you, April. Thank you. So it was really good. And none of us, I thought it was interesting. None of us pulled cards. We were just like in it for the mediumship. Our energy connection is for sure. Yes. Our energy connection is for sure. It was really cool, Christy. It was really cool. So yeah, we'll work together to get another night on, because I still want to get Jessie, Psychic Biker. I want to get her in on the mix. We got to get Yessie in. We've got to get Amy in. There's a bunch of us in our group that are regulars, and Anna, we've got to get them in also to do some readings, because fan-freaking-tastic. And something else that we talked about doing, and I ended up having to cancel because I ended up traveling for dance studio, is actually doing a private Zoom session where people can sign up for readings, so we can all flex our muscles a little bit differently. And let's see, I love seeing the excitement in one reader's face when another sitter brings through evidence they also got. Yes, that is very cool. So it was very fun and exciting, and the energy was good. And Miles even brought through a little bit of a message for me. And I kind of sat with that for a while, and I felt like it's something I needed to be mindful of. Something I need to be mindful of for sure. and just be really aware in the moment of how that plays out, or how that looks in the end, long term. So it was pretty cool. So anyway, back to our full moon discussion. Some of you were saying that you were having a hard time sleeping. I was talking about how things just really shifted at the dance studio this week and revealed some personalities, revealed some things, revealed a situation. It was more revealed a situation. It really made us aware of something that was going on that that is good that we are aware of. So for me, the revealing part was good. I know sometimes we don't always want to have things revealed. Sometimes we're just like, I could have gone my whole life and been okay not knowing that. Why do I have to know that right now? And sometimes things are like, oh, that's been under my nose this whole time. Or sometimes, like in this particular case, it's like we knew something was going on, but it was all hearsay still. And there were things that just kind of revealed themselves in a way that gave us more insight. So we knew how to best cross a bridge, how to best navigate a situation. And it was good. It's been good. Now, the lack of sleep thing, it really has thrown my sleep off. And even my body feels kind of out of whack. But leading up to, I felt an energy shift probably in the last week or so, which is pretty normal. Again, I feel like the full moon happens every single month, right? So every 28 days we get that full moon. And so now that the full moon has peaked, it's going to start waning, right? So now we have to start focusing our energy on what do we want to remove from our life? What do we want to go out of our life? As opposed to when the moon is coming into the brightness, what do we want revealed? What do we want to bring into our existence? What do we want to bring into our awareness? And I thought it was just perfect. Again, going back to mind-blowing readings last night with my fellow students. Good morning, Carrie. Oh, Carrie was there last night. Yep, you were watching last night. That was amazing, wasn't it? So I do believe that maybe that full moon energy helped to contribute to the energetic awareness. Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate you. That I believe that full moon did help open up the channels energetically a little bit. What the heck? I got my little clicker thing here. Anybody else have one of these cool clickers? Do you guys have one of these? These are cool. So it always looks like I'm getting a lot of likes, but really I know it's not anybody except me. It's my little clickers nonstop. See, check it out. Just clips on. I'm watching myself, monitoring the situation. So I was thinking today we could maybe do some readings today. Yep, I got the clicker. Thought we'd do some readings today. I had no actual plan for today. I just knew I needed to show up, and then, I do have important things to talk about. Rosemary, you're supposed to remind me of these things. How dare you do your job of running a medical office instead of paying attention to only me right now and reminding me. We have a new podcast dropping today for the Liminal Lounge. How many of you, show of hands, listened to the last episode about spirit guides? How many of you listened to the spirit guides episode with on the Liminal Lounge mediums? You were sending me psychic messages, weren't you? But also this week we'll be launching finally, because Rosemary I finally got an assistant who's awesome. we're doing a newsletter. So if you have subscribed to my website, if you gave me your email, subscribe to the email list, we're actually 6 years later, finally going to send out a newsletter with up and coming things and all the funsy stuff. Right. And also links to the Liminal Lounge Mediums podcast. So anyway, yeah, we have a new episode coming out today. So if you go to lorendacarr.com, when you go to that website, to lorendacarr.com, it'll automatically, you'll get a pop-up. It says, hey, if you want to receive information, just join the mailing list. So yeah, Rosemary's been working hard on the back end of all of my stuff, getting me organized, and that way we could, and being able to capture all those emails that I've been collecting for all those years, but couldn't do it. I see what you're saying, Linda. You need the link to the podcast. So let me find the liminal. I listen to myself on let's see, here it is. I listen to Podcast Index. There's different ones you can do. You can do, oh, gee, many Christmas. Log in. Stop it. I listen to it on Spotify because I have a Spotify account. Apple. It's on the Apple podcast. It's on. Let me post I'm going to post it in the Facebook, YouTube situation over there. Lounge Mediums. There we go. Subscribe, save, share. I'll send you with the copy with that one, but it's also on. Now I got to find it. There we go. It is on my website. Oh, duh. It's on my website. But here's one version of it. There we go. I just put it into the chat over there. But yeah, you can go to lorendacarr.com, and it is in. Good morning, Lisa. Yes, it is Thursday. You're welcome for the reminder. You're like, wait, you weren't live. I forgot it was Thursday. I'm going to pull up my website really quick. And yeah, make sure you guys go to my website. And when you sign on to my website, or when you type it in, you'll see right away. What am I doing? You'll see right away a pop-up, and put your address and subscribe to my newsletter, because that's my very first newsletter is going to be coming out today. And copy. I'm going to put that over here. Paste. There we go. And then over here. All right. Yeah, the Liminal Lounge. And actually, it's got its own tab and everything on my website. This week's is going to be dropping today at some point. I think it's already been loaded, but we're just waiting it. I have not forgotten about you, but nailing down our bestie in Oregon is like nailing down a gnat. So we didn't have enough time to plan for me to come out. What in the world? Why won't it let me post anything over here. Interesting. I know she's busy doing all kinds. She's always got something going on. But yeah, we were talking about doing a retreat in April for spring break. And actually I've been going 100 miles an hour nonstop. So it's probably okay that we're not doing it just yet. She doesn't. She doesn't. When I get up at 7, she's already texting me. You guys are 3 hours behind me. I'm like, have you been to sleep? I swear she doesn't sleep. I think she goes to bed early though. So at least something. And she might nap intermittently. I don't even know. I am going to be out west this summer, assuming all goes well. Good morning, Spicy Pisces. I am going to be out there this summer if all goes as planned. Because remember, we were supposed to be doing that last summer, but my husband's dad wasn't doing well and he was in treatment. Good morning, Stephanie. Hello, hello. So we're going to attempt to do that trip again this summer, assuming all goes well. Knowing him, I don't know. The idea of him being gone for 6 weeks, I think stresses him out because we talked about just driving across the country, staying out there 6 weeks, exploring the West Coast. What is West? It's so we talked about driving out to Colorado, spending 2 weeks ish, maybe like 10 days in Colorado. We actually probably will spend more time in Colorado and Oregon than Washington, but and then because we still need to drive all the way home. That's gonna be a long drive. But he wants to take the dog, so we're gonna drive. Yeah. Out actual west. So Denver area, because the company he works for has an office out in Denver. And then I also have a whole lot of spiritual community people that live out in Colorado and Denver area. So I'll go out there and probably schedule some stuff while he does his work thing. And then we'll go up to Oregon. So I can see my bestie. And then he wants to go up like to Washington as well. So we'll see. We shall see. Mr. Carr likes to wait till the last minute to plan everything. And that's a big trip to wait and plan. You'll be on the lookout. Good. Because the cool thing about my job as a medium is I can do that anywhere, literally anywhere in the world, literally anywhere. So that's what I definitely need to plan that again. And then also, Tammy, I need to come out and see you out there. Or we could meet in Mexico because Matt's talking about maybe planning a spontaneous trip to Mexico. Yeah, the weather really hasn't been that bad. Also, hi, Deb. Welcome. Hi, Deanna. Welcome in. And that's the situation. So what have we talked about? We talked about all the things. So Carrie and I need to get our lives together is what it comes down to, and get something on the books. But that also requires Matt Carr Mr. Carr needs to get his act together and commit to dates so I can start planning ahead. Then if he does that, then I can be like, okay, listen, in Colorado, I've got this book, we have to be there by this date. And then that'll give him a focus. If he doesn't have a focus, he's like, all of a sudden the summer's gone. He's like, well, let's just do a beach trip real quick for 2 days. And we're just not going to sleep for 2 days. Need to bring my Denver people to Colorado Springs. That's one of the places we'd like to visit is Colorado Springs. We've not been there. I know, Mr. Carr, he's a pain. This is what he does. I'm telling you. We were supposed to go to the Caribbean a couple years ago, and out of nowhere, like for just a 4-day trip at the end of the summer, because we put everything off. And he was like, well, what if we just go to Ireland for 4 days? I'm not going to say no, but also we did Ireland in 4 days. We're old. Like that whole jet lag thing. I remember sitting when we got to Ireland at like 8 in the morning. I could not stay awake. Like we're trying to eat food. And I'm like, I'm in Ireland. This is great. Oh, I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to bed. I know I need weeks. I know. Well, and of course it was Ireland. And now he's like, oh, we should go back. We should go back. But then now every time I bring it, he's like, you've already been there. You've already been there. I'm like, I was there for 4 days, 2 of which I'm pretty sure I slept. Good morning, Todd. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. He's a pain. I'm telling you, he's like, we've already been there. Let's go someplace else. And he's decided we don't need to go to the Grand Canyon because he saw it as a kid. Let that sink in. I've not been to the Grand Canyon, but we don't need to go because he's already been. He's like, it's just a big hole. That is his mentality. Yeah, no, sir. Exactly. I know I retreat in Ireland. I think it'd be amazing. I need to make more friends in other countries is what I need to do. And actually, I need people to invite me to be a guest someplace so I can go do those things. But the one time, like at one point, Hannah McIntyre was like, yeah, not this summer, but next summer, when we do my summer thing in the UK, she's like, yeah, if you want to come teach a class or if you want to come be a presenter or whatever, let me know. And I mentioned that to him and he goes, yeah, well, who's paying for that? I'm like, you talking to me? Like, I know. So I need someone to book me a gig where I'm going to get paid hella good money and I'm leaving him at home. I'll be like, oh yeah, sorry. They're not going to pay for you to go. So he said that out loud. He thinks in dollars. He's a tax attorney. That's all. Like the man's on the spectrum, 100%. And like he doesn't think in emotional terms. He doesn't think in opportunistic terms. He thinks of, but who's paying for that? How much is it going to cost me? So I need someone in the UK. I need someone in another country to be like, paying me hella good money to come and do what I do. That's what needs to happen. No, he's a Leo. He is a Leo, a July Leo, though. Very different than us August Leos. I know, Kristen, right? I know. He's very, very self-centered that way. The only, like when we start talking, it's great. I go on all these amazing adventures, none of which are my idea. They all have to be his idea before he's on board and paying for anything. No, you know what's funny is we do business trips a lot for him. But when I say, hey, for dance, we're going to do this, this, and this, he's like, that's not a business trip. I'm like, if I'm paying for a retreat for my staff to go someplace, yeah, it is. No, it's not. No, it's not. We're not going to be able to write that off. He's such a punk that way. I love him, but he's a punk. It has to be his idea. It has to be his event, his situation. Yeah. And so my job in his world is to create chaos, which I'm really, really good at. Really good at. Person I follow in here is in England, outside of London for a psychic school like Hogwarts. Oh, yeah. Arthur Findlay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's called Arthur Findlay. I attend the Indiana version of that. It's called Camp Chesterfield. And I actually do all their social media too. although Camp Chesterfield is not as cool as Hogwarts. But it's the same kind of thing. They teach the classes, you can get certifications. And it's a spiritualist college. It's like a spiritualist school. You want to go to Hogwarts. I need them to come up with ways I can learn how to do magic wands and like zap people. I did have a cool thing happen. Do you guys want to hear about the cool thing that had happened yesterday? I was doing a QHHT, a past life regression with a client in person. And it was wild because anymore, as I become a lot stronger in my mediumship, doing more trance work, doing more multidimensional work, I find that I slip in and out of being altered a lot easier in real-time situations with clients in person. And this particular client went under very easily, actually. And I could feel myself kind of slip into, and then I'm like remote viewing what I'm seeing, what she's seeing. And I confirmed this later with when I was saying to her, this is what I saw. This is very specifically what I saw. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's exactly where I was. That's exactly what I was doing. So that was kind of cool. But at one point I realized that my hands were doing this, and I could feel the electricity, like there was a ball of electricity. I have no idea why I was doing that. I have no idea what the point was, but it felt like I was holding a ball of electricity with all the energy bouncing in my finger. Like I could have thrown it out to somebody. I could have like bounced it off a wall. It felt like such a real, tangible thing. And I'm like, ooh, maybe I am magical. Maybe I do have magic. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Or maybe I walked on the carpet with my socks on too much. And static electricity. Hi, Fleur. How are you? Good to see you, my friend. How's that baby doing? How's that baby? I think of you sometimes. All these people are having babies. One of my staff members just had a baby. Thought for sure she'd have that child on St. Patrick's Day, but she did not. The baby did not come. I don't know, maybe for healing. I have no idea, but it was kind of cool. Oh, it's starting to crawl. That's crazy. Brian, it felt like I was just supposed to feel it for now and know that I could do it. If that even makes sense. It felt like an actual tangible thing though. And I'd never experienced anything like that. I have in meditation or in trance felt like when Saint Germain's female counterpart, oh shoot, I always forget her name. Anyway, she's purpley and she does purple healing magic. I felt at one point in trance, I felt her put something in my palm. But very rarely do I physically feel things when it comes to that kind of stuff. Especially when it's someone else, but I felt like there was some sort of connection to her for some reason as well. It wasn't just me doing it, well, and I'm sure I can do it, Brian. I just don't know how yet. I just know it's there. I teach my students to hold the energy in their hands. It sounds like you were holding space for. That's what I was thinking. And Kristen, good timing too, because you're a QHHT practitioner. Also, girl, let's trade. I keep being told I need to do another QHHT. I need to do another session. I don't know why. No clue why. I just keep getting that. Do it. I don't know, Ryan, do you want fries with that? Maybe read the room. Okay. Yeah, let's do, because I would love to do one with you as well. So that'd be pretty awesome. Even if we just do quick, because since we both worked with each other, we can just like easily slip into it. We don't need to do and we're gonna like let our mind go and let's go to the cloud. I can just be in the cloud like that. Maybe she was the healer and you were picking it up. Ooh, Linda, listen, Linda, I think you're onto something. Because I feel she has strong Native American ancestors. Not only that, her great great grandmother was the actual medicine woman for their tribe out in Montana, like on reservation. So I think I think you're onto it. I was supposed to do one online Tuesday, but it was crazy. Oh no. And I just had one yesterday. It was cool. It was really cool. Like I just don't, and I remember one time when I was doing a QHHT, that's what the first time Jesus ever stepped in and like stepped into my body and awareness. And I was like, oh, hey, hi. But it kind of freaked me out. But because I wasn't expecting it. So yeah, I think you might be onto something with that, Linda, that maybe I was channeling or picking up her energy, because one of the messages and we didn't actually talk to the higher self. This is something, by the way, you can do if you do past life regression. You can, instead of talking to the higher self, well, you can do both. You can actually cross over from whatever lifetime you're visiting. You can follow the trail to go to the other side, and you can step into the body, the energy of who you are, the essence of who you are in this lifetime, this character you're playing right now, and call forward your guides. So she ended up calling forward her spirit guides, called forward her father, who she has been grieving for a long time, called her alchemist in. I told the alchemist, hey, since we're doing this and we can't keep her under more than the 2 hours, we're going to be pushing time. Can we work with the alchemist who can, of course, I knew the higher self was there. My higher self was connected to her higher self. They were like, we got this. Just talk to them. We're going to set the intentions. We did so much energy work. Oh, creating a ball of energy was one of the first exercises I was taught in the craft. Pagans move energy a lot, yet I have learned so much about energy work since starting at camp. Interesting, Brian. Okay. Yeah, this is all new to me. That part of it's very new to me. And it shocked me that I was doing this. But one of the things that this particular person is going to be doing is healing work and channeling earth magic. I'm like, what am I talking about right now? I'm just saying all these things. Good morning, Paula. How are you, my friend? And being able to channel the magic. But anyway, we were working with her alchemist and her higher self to work on the healing. She had like autoimmune stuff going on. She had all kinds of different things. And some of it was stemming from past life. So the higher self was like, yeah, okay, you talk amongst yourselves. I'll work with your alchemist. We're going to check in, set these things. Meanwhile, we're talking to her teacher guide. Her joy guide steps in, identifies themselves. Keep in mind, she's not spiritualist trained. She's not any of these things, but these guides start stepping in, identifying themselves, describing themselves in the way that I'm seeing them, which is kind of cool. And then her father steps forward and she's able to have a conversation with her dad. She sees her mother in the background. She knows her mom is on the other side in the background. And then the animals that she wanted to connect to. Hi, Leslie. Good morning. Okay, well, I'm happy that you popped in. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys follow Leslie Leiden also. She's a really good psychic medium, very ethical, talks a lot about ethics. And so, yeah, there's that. Okay, there we go. So it was really interesting and fascinating to connect to this person, and experience that ball of energy. And it literally felt like Here's a good example. It literally felt like this crystal ball, but just lighter weight, but it felt the same presence like a ball. Like a ball of energy was there. I felt like I could have handed to someone. Like it felt like a physical, actual thing, but there was nothing there. So, well, welcome in, Lady A or AJ. Good morning. Welcome in. Make sure you follow me. So that was pretty wild. That was pretty wild. How many of you in here watching have ever done like a past life regression or even a past life meditation or had a past life reading before? Or a past life healing, whatever you want to call it. I did notice on the QHHT, you'll find this interesting, Kristen, if you're still in here. I did notice on the QHHT website that they now have, when you go to the website, if your practitioner, yes, Jen, if your practitioner is doing it virtually, they are not approved by us. Yeah, it's really cool. So do not book with them. I mean, it was like, yeah, but here's the thing. Just because Dolores Cannon did a thing doesn't mean that nobody else can do a thing in their own way. So I'm kind of ticked off that they're just being gatekeepers. I understand they're trying to protect their business, but I still tell people, if you're going to do past life regression work, pay the money and get QHHT certified. One of your best friends is trained in it. Very interesting. It is pretty wild. I know. And so like I got a certification in beyond quantum healing. And I think that's what triggered that, because a Dolores Cannon student came up with her own way to be able to do things virtually, which the vid forced it. Hi, Joy. How are you? When people were depending on that for their income, they had to get creative. Thank you very much, Joy. And yes, Linda, you were in my first year. You were one of my first people back in the old days. And I feel like, and I know just since that, gosh, I've done it. Gosh, I've done so many. And I actually have a person coming next week for a session that has already seen me twice. And they're like, okay, I got to do this again. There's more. And it's interesting how theoretically, according to the Dolores Cannon with QHHT, you spend the entire day with your client. First of all, mama doesn't have that time or attention span. You spend 5 hours talking to them, getting to know them, helping them feel comfortable. By the time people come to me in this day and age of Aquarius, most people that come to me are pretty well enlightened. They're pretty well enlightened. They're going to go under pretty quick. They've meditated before. This is not new to them. I don't need to go over your entire life history. Let's talk about your parents. Let's go back to your childhood and talk about your school. And that's what the QHHT expects you to do. I still think it's really important to get the foundation of how to make all those connections and then the support system. And whereas, now, and the idea is that you get everything handled from your entire life in one session. And that's why Dolores Cannon could charge as much as she did, because she could spend an entire day. And who knows? I wonder how much she charged for that. I'd be curious to know the difference in levels, logged more sessions and paid them more. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I know I started to sign up for level 2. I went to there were like 100 people in the room. I went to their initial class, and there were more like 50 people, and every single person had to introduce themselves. They spent an hour just doing introductions with every person in there. It was a 2-hour class or session. And then it was just like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Nothing ever came of it. And the whole idea was that level 2 worked on your voice control. That was it. I, as a psychic medium, That's exactly what it did. That's exactly what happened to Spicy Pisces, because when I was in training and following the curriculum, following all the step by step by step by step, then they actually said to me, my feedback was, you need to spend more time with clients, set aside the entire day. If that was the case, I'd never, ever get to do them because I don't have an entire day. And I'm not a counselor. As a psychic medium, I will tell people, if you want traditional Dolores Cannon, QHHT, no mediumship, no woo, I am trained for that. I also am trained in beyond quantum healing. I also do multidimensional healing. I'm also a psychic medium. If you would like that experience, it doesn't cost you anything different. But I'm going to honor your belief system. And what is the very first thing that I ask is, what are you hoping to get out of the session? Same as when I do mediumship. Ooh, what's your fear? Which part of it is your fear? That you have to go back and spill the beans? And I can see how that makes sense back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s when Dolores and her husband were first doing all of this work. That it was very woo, but also yoga was considered woo and wackadoo, and only weirdos did yoga because it was a spiritual practice. Where now anymore, it's kind of like, no, let's delve into that subconscious. Let's see what's happening. See what's under the surface. What do we need to know? What's blocking us? What's stopping us? Yeah. And so really, like how I do past life regression and the multidimensional healing is, if you're going to pay me the money to spend 4 or 5 hours with you, I'm going to use all the tools that I have, unless you specifically ask me not to, then I'm not going to, right? I can do both. So it's a little sad to me that on their website, they're like, if anybody does it virtually, they're not legitimate. That's not true. I've done virtual sessions. I just don't call it QHHT. And you can do past life regression. I offer something called just a past life regression, no healing work. It's like a 90-minute session. It's half the cost of a full session. We meet for 90 minutes. We do it I only offer it virtually. We take you into a meditative state, into that theta level state very quickly. I can do that. I can remote view with you while you do this, guide you through 3 past lives and in and out. You have to be careful in the interview because you pull out information psychic. Yes. And it is hard not to. But again, I'm very upfront with them. Like, I don't know how much you want me to delve into this, how much you want me to pull out. I'm very careful with the power of suggestion. If they're like, well, and some people will come to me for a past life, they'll pay all the money for the past life regression, but they'll be like, but I want to connect with I want to ask my grandfather this. I want to ask that. So they're not even talking about themselves. They just want to connect. I'm like, you should just pay for the mediumship. That's like way cheaper. But okay. So that's when I started taking them to the other side and getting answers from their loved ones on the other side and the healing from that versus me doing it as a medium. Kristen, you should try it. You should try that with a client if you haven't done that. Have you done that yet, where you take them to the other side and have them meet in real time their loved ones? Hello, Fawn. Oh, Stephanie, I'm sorry I missed your comment. What if those younger school days are very traumatic? Would that skew whatever you're trying to do? Actually, no, because if that is where the problems are rooted, then it is important to know those things. It is important to that. So you know how when we take them through the death process, we take them through, then we review. We're like, okay, from that point of view, you can look back on that life and see what the lessons, everyone has a lesson, everyone has a purpose. Every life has a lesson, a purpose, right? What is it? well, then we can either, then at that point, we transition them. We're like, okay, we're going to allow them to move on. They're going to be okay. Now, on the count of 3, we're going to transport magically to a new place, a new time, a new timeline. Instead of, what I'll do is I'll say, now that we've learned from that, we're going to let that go and we're going to tune in back to your essence. And we're going to go on the count of 3. We are going to go to and this is the words that Spirit gave me yesterday, to that liminal space where we can meet our loved ones. You're welcome, Kristen. The liminal space where you can visit your loved ones. So you can get clarity from those who passed. Any thoughts on a parent who passed? Yes, you can. Actually, that's what we were just talking about. So my client yesterday, for a past life regression hypnosis session, instead of us tuning into higher self, we actually took her to the other side, to that liminal space. And she met her alchemist. She met her teacher guide. She met her joy guide. She brought her father forward. And she also brought her animals forward and spent time with them in this liminal space. It was very powerful. I know, Amy, I'm so excited for you to come into your QHHT. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be so fascinating, especially how connected you and I are. That's going to be awesome. So if you've never done a past life regression, I highly recommend it. If you have healing work you need to do, if you've got unexplainable fears that you have no context for. Like, I had a fear of learning how to swim. I had a fear of putting my head underwater. Turns out I had drowned in a past life. As to be politically correct now, a traveler in Romania. And I also had a fear of being invisible, of not being seen. And it's because in that particular lifetime, I was a traveler, a dancer, also like an entertainer that traveled all around, and I did readings. I was, it was wild. And then a covered wagon came by and actually ran me off, like knocked me off a bridge, and I drowned. And I'm like, wow, that explains a lot all at once. I also had a fear of going without food. And also I grew up poor, very poor in my early days of this lifetime. But my husband also just lives in lack. Now, I'd like to, at the risk of sounding terrible, I do readings from my wine room. We are not lacking. I have a phone. I'm well cared for. We have a good life, and I'm very, very mindful of that. You would think that we were on the verge of bankruptcy all the time, and that's how it's always been with him since I met him. We are not. I saw in a past life regression of mine, he and I were married. In that lifetime. And he always, by the way, he always has his bag full of food and snacks. He's always got a water in his hand. He's always got, he's always eating, always drinking, always. It's like he's just paranoid about his next meal. And keeping in mind, like, he works out 7 days a week. He's a trim dude. He's a tall, skinny guy. He can eat whatever he wants. It kills me that he can do that. And I cannot. But he has this, he lives in lack. He's afraid of losing it all. But I know I keep telling him he needs to do a QHHT, but you know what? He can't see visually. And he just won't. He just won't. He's like, it's not for me. It's not for me. Fear. In a past life regression that I did, we all, and our children at the time, or one of our children at the time, was our child in that lifetime. It was super cold. And by the way, we both hate cold. We lived like in an igloo kind of situation, extreme cold conditions, and we all starved to death. because we could not get food. It was unusually cold. It was unusually desolate where we were. I think we were trying to travel to another place and got stuck. I don't remember now, but we all died of starvation in the cold, which would explain so many things. And I tell people when it comes to, and do you think reoccurring dreams could be from past life? Absolutely. 100%. Yes. It can be your body processing events. It can be, or your brain processing events. It could be past life. I also believe that it's not necessarily past, it's happening all at once. So that existence of us is currently still existing. Energetically, it was created, it's still existing. So we have to, so what we do in the past life regression, when we do the healing, part of it, we ask we call in the higher self and be like, listen, why is she afraid of fire? There's been no incidences here. Or why are they afraid of starving? Why are they afraid? Why are they living in lack? Because, and they'll show them that past lifetime and be like, is that needed? Like, seriously, do we need that? Is that part of our purpose or our lesson in this lifetime? And if the higher self says, yeah, no, it's just kind of bleeding over. It's kind of that energy is kind of fading into this lifetime. It's not necessarily like, can we get rid of it? Can we disconnect that energy from our current existence? Or if it's a situation where, and I've talked about this particular client before. Hi, Yessie. I miss you. How are you? If it is like, I had a client who spontaneously went into having OCD in college. There was no trigger. It just, one day she woke up and she was OCD, like to the nth degree. Eventually gets married, has kids. And she was like, what do I do with this? Like, I don't even know why I got it. Oh, Yessie, Lucas says hi. And the higher self, when we asked the higher self, is it necessary? And they said, in this lifetime, yes. It came, and it will go as fast as it came on, once it's fulfilled its purpose, and it'll be saved. She'll be saving her daughter someday. This will somehow save her daughter. And then once that happens, it'll be gone. So I'm waiting to get the phone call on, hey, it's gone, by the way. I know. Wild, huh? Yes, he says, hi, Lucas. She says, hi, Lucas. More like that. So yeah. So the past life regression can have and the multidimensional work can have some really good positive effects. I know for me, I don't obsess over food like I used to. I eat because I need to. I don't crave bad things anymore. I enjoy them. Like, I love food. I'm a foodie. I love food, but in a different way now. I don't think about constantly obsess over where my next meal is coming from. I think a spirit just walked in. I'm asking if that's a spirit that just walked in, or if it was, hi, Christy, or if it was like a multi-dimensional situation. That's wild. It feels like an overlay. You know, like when your stations cross. Sure did the sound changed. Really? That was wild. I have seen a few of mine through dreams and meditation. That's cool, Fawn. Yeah, and we will get to see them like that. You're hearing a buzz from the video. I wonder if there's a dimensional shift or something. Because it is really quiet in my house. There's nothing happening. You hear static. There's literally no sound in my house right now. None. No way. Whoever this is really tall, by the way. Video keeps shutting down. Really? On Facebook, Stephanie? I would love to, Brian. I don't know why it fell out of my face. I don't know why I said interdimensional shift. I've never actually said that before. But whoever this was, that it felt like a really tall, masculine energy. But it felt like a radio station kind of was crossing when you're stuck between stations. He's still here. I feel him. And now I have cold chills. It's like he walked in. It's like he walked in my door. Okay, I'm going to try something. Hang tight over here. I'm going to try something. I can't do it on my laptop, but I wonder if I do. I'm going to flip my camera. Flip my camera here. So like right here, whoop, blurry. That was wild. He just like walked in the door and stood right here. See if we see anything. Also, I really need to get that fixed. Just saying. Thing is, like, I don't see any energetic shift there. Yeah, when he came in, it was like right here. And then he walked in this way and just stood there. He's still there. I feel him. I always keep a chair in here, by the way, because I'll tell people if they want to come in and have it. There's 2 chairs in case more. But in case they want to come in, they can. And you guys still have the static. Interesting. Let him in see what he wants. He obviously needs your assistance with something. I know, that's what I was thinking. It's like the waiting room. Interesting. So the multidimensional shift, like I said, when I said that, look, there's my little corner, by the way. Feels like my whiskey barrel. Let me turn this back around. There we go. Now y'all see how my setup is. Good point, Lucas. Nicholas was shorter. I can tell when Mr. Barker comes in, because we do have a resident ghost here, because this used to be his land. It's not, because I can tell the difference between when he comes in, I feel him differently, and he feels like an old, gentle soul. It looks smoky, but that also could, you know what? You're right. Oh, that was because my ring light. That was my ring light. I was like, wait, that was smoky. That's because it was like I put my ring light up here. It's like he walked in and was like, What's going on in here? What's happening in here? That's what it seemed like. He's still here. He's super tall, and this is where I think the interdimensional thing came in because he's freakishly tall. Like, not can anybody does anybody have, like, a freakishly tall person on the other side? Master guide, okay. No, we're talking, like this is a 9-foot ceiling. He goes almost to the ceiling. So I don't think it's a loved one, but was he really tall, Lauren? But he doesn't feel like a loved one. He's just freakishly tall. Okay, my ceilings are 9 foot, but he feels like he's probably closer to 8 feet tall. Really tall and skinny, lanky, almost like a what you'd hear a alien being would feel like. That's why I felt like interdimensional. So I'm really curious, Brian, why that fell out of my face. So why I thought it was an interdimensional shift, because I don't even know what that is. No, he's not wearing a fishing hat. Oh, hi, Ethan. Make sure you guys are following Soul Pathways, Ethan. Awesome dude. Awesome practitioner, very ethical. Up and coming. Yeah, it doesn't feel like, and honestly, like Lauren, if I felt like he was connected to you, I feel like he would have been like, hey, that's her. I feel like he would have said so. He's not. He's not, Lucas. Lucas asked if he was wearing a hat or anything like that. Yeah, I'm asking why he's here, and he's just he feels like he's just kind of. Oh, hey. He's talking about that ball of energy. Sorry, I'm like sometimes I forget that like people are watching. like what is happening right now? He's talking about that ball of energy from yesterday. The static is louder. Interesting. Oh, it's a good feeling. He feels like he's here to teach me something. He's trying to show me something. So I think Tammy's on to it. I think this is a okay. He's telling everybody in the room, I don't have one. You would think that I would do that, but I don't have a REM pod. I need to get one. If he mentions motorcycles, then I'm probably going to throw something across the room because I don't want to talk about it. I'm salty about it. He's going back to talking about that ball of energy, and he's saying, if you're watching, he wants me to talk about how this. Oh, he's saying that he's talking about this energy. He's saying it was like it was multidimensional. It was like it was harnessing the energy from the different dimensions I was pulling in from that in that moment because she is a healer. So you called it Brian. She is a healer, but there's something about this. Ah, that was cool. Thank you, Ethan. That was adorable. Thank you. Something about he's saying he wants you all, if you're in a position to do it, to close your eyes and feel that energy. Take away one of your senses. Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. And create the space And he's talking about pulling the energy from other dimensions, other realms. Oh my gosh, my head's like swirling right now. So he's challenging you all to do the same thing, even if it's just, nope. I said, what about his? And he said, nope. He said, it's got to be the ball. He wants you all to play with the ball of energy and see if you can feel it or if you can see it in your mind's eye. Mine's like a pinky purpley. Interesting. I'm asking for more clarity on it because I still don't understand what we're doing or why we're doing it other than just experiencing it. But also this is really fascinating because when I do multidimensional healing work or when we're working in higher self, I feel it here. It's like it feels like a genie attached to my forehead and that's engaged right now. So there's something to this as far as being multidimensional or through the higher self. Interesting. Like I can feel it. You feel it in my fingertips. Is anybody else trying this with me? Anybody feeling it? It says, during the talk about the ball, I was told that many pagans are like electricians and mediums are like radio technicians. That's wild, Brian, because I've said that all along. I feel like it's just like a radio station to me. That's how mediumship is to me. I have got cold chills, feeling it and holding it in your third eye. Okay. Your fingers are tingling. It's like, I don't want to take this away. I feel it. And every time I go back to it, it's like I keep feeling it. My body is like, ugh. Whoa. It's just wild. And also, can we just talk about how like he just walked in the door? Like, how funny is that? He's like, hey, how's it going? Wow. My hands are cold. My hands are really cold right now. Also, this is wild because I felt my dragons step up. You feel the energy and see it. It tingles and leaves your fingers. Then they are asleep afterwards. Yes. Fawn felt it. The static has a tick sound. That's wild. There is no sound, by the way, in here. It is so quiet in my house. Even my dog's asleep. Cold hands at the same time I did. Ooh, interesting. Roger, protection from the dragon. I don't know that it's protection. I feel like they're stepping into the ball will expand as much as you like. And then when you compact it, it can make it as dense as you like until it's visible. When I rub my hands, they sound electric. It doesn't even want me to do that. Hi, SP. How are you? You guys all hear static. That's wild. Every time I go back to this, I feel it through my whole body. Okay, I'm going to try that, Brian. Let's see. Let's see if we can. So, but it was wild because as soon as I felt a multidimensional or some sort of being step into my room, SP, everybody's saying, wait, there's static. Everyone's hearing it since this being stepped into the room. Like he's still here. We're talking about this ball of energy. All right, let's do an experiment. All right, let's see Dre from LA. Let's see if this makes a difference in how the energy changes or if the static changes. Okay, hold on. Okay, so if I expand it, oh, wow, it feels like webs around my fingers too. Is that making any change? It's getting faster. All right, I'm gonna make it smaller. I feel like the dragons are helping me manage my own energy with this. My bones are creaking right now. Oh, that was creepy. That was weird. I didn't like that. Okay. We're gonna make it smaller. It feels like it's turning into like a crystal. It's fighting me. It doesn't want to be that small. Okay, any change? It doesn't want. Over on TikTok on my phone, DL Bryant, they're all saying they're static and that there's like pulsating. They're all hearing it. Okay, I'm going to expand it again. Wow, it almost makes me dizzy. Okay, we're going to do something fun. I'm going to send it this way. Keep in mind, I am not Reiki. I'm not trained in any of this, so sorry if I mess up your day. We're going to send it this way. And see if it changes at all. Whoa, that was wild. It's like released. It's not like it let go of my fingers. Wow. Okay, so let's see if I can. He's also saying I can charge like my crystal. Oh, I'm gonna get my dragon egg. Interesting, Sarah. Sarah, Saz, SP. My dragons are telling me to grab my egg. Process it like healing. All right, I'm going to see. They're telling me to grab the egg. My Septarian egg. Let's see if this. This is kind of cool, guys. Like that I'm just chilling out talking with you all, and all of a sudden I've got some master being in here, and then I got my dragons in here. That's cool. Do that ball and set the intention to be a healing ball and put it where it hurts. Okay, hold on. All right. I don't know why they had me. Do the energy exchange with the egg, though. I can feel him. Linda says she's not hearing any static. Felt that you were having a headache and or neck pain. I am. Actually, my head is hurting. I'm not ready to take my crown off. Now you have color to your face. Maybe the healing was for you and the blood is flowing more positively. Interesting. Can you use the same senses to feel the boundaries of a person's aura with your hands? Okay, all right. Put this down. So originally I had grabbed my crystal ball that I put all my, like this sits on a stand and I put all of my, ouch. I got to take this off my head. Ow. Whew. Of course I got some wacky hair now. Just started pulsing. I can hear the static. See, they can all hear it over here. To answer your question, Lucas, he feels ancient. Okay. Let me go back to this. And this is how this is a good example of how I saw that energy. Wow. He just told me to keep, he said to keep playing with the energy. And it was wild because he did something with his hand, like he was pulling away or doing something. And he said, you'll see me again soon. So I feel still electrically charged, but he's not here. He moved. It's like he left the room. But I still feel charged energetically. Move from stomach to chest, now in your throat. I wonder if this is just a good way to like, is this how Reiki works? Like, I don't know. Kristen, are you still in here? You just got, I think I did. Ladora. Is this going to be a training group? Are you here? Maybe you are. Because it kind of came on out of nowhere. I thought he was stepping in. I was going to have a spirit. That's wild, Erin. Erin felt it in her chest. Okay, let's integrated energy therapy, which is what you do, right? And you're working with angels, angel energy. ET phone home. Yes, Lauren. ET phone home. Reiki can pull bad energy from you. I felt, oh God, like I still have, it's because my dragons. They're like, we're still here. Like he's gone. Heart and third eye. Yeah, I feel it in my head. Oh, okay. Hold on. What is this? They're saying something about I need to smell something or, oh, that smells good. Interesting. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why everything's playing out the way it is right now, but I'm like still, I got the cold chills. I still have like my dragons are surrounding me still. I'm more clairaudient. Could be, but everybody's hearing it. Watch somebody come on later and be like, and if everybody heard static during their lives on TikTok, it's from an update. We're all going to go, dang. Because you guys are not hearing it on the Facebook and the YouTube and the Instagram. You guys aren't hearing the static. It's just on my phone. But my phone is also a different type of receiver of electronic, right? Versus the laptop. So I think there's relevance to that as well. It's how, if you're thinking radio frequency, if it's coming in a frequency, it would make sense if it's manipulating a certain way. Does that make sense? What's this one smell like? I don't even know. that's nice. I'm like, I have essential oil sitting here, but I forgot that I even owned them. So this has been interesting. Think that those that are meant to hear it can hear it. So Stephanie, can you pop onto TikTok and see if you hear it over there? I know you can't hear it on Facebook. Or Brian, like one of you guys, Ladora, what about you? The static sort of gets quieter than louder and like a pulse. Okay, I'm going to see if I can. God, you guys, this is wild. Like it's wild. Oh, yes, you should not have ever stopped being excited about spiritual stuff. Steady static. Okay. Since I did this, it's getting louder now. Okay, so Stephanie she's not hearing the static. Interesting. I love how you guys are all part of my experiment. This is kind of fun. My spontaneous experience. Sounds more like a fan. There's no sound in my room at all. Sounds like a record player when the song's over. Wow. Yeah, there's nothing over there. It's all on the phone. Ladora, but you could hear it on TikTok, right? Like I feel it. This is crazy. All right, I'm going to get my Amran crown because I feel like this is going to ground me. Let's see if this helps ground it. Okay, so Roxanne hears it. That's wild. I had an electric feeling being come to me last night. It was all the colors of the rainbow and I could almost see it physically. It stayed about 20 minutes, felt like an attunement or something. Ooh, interesting. See that? Interesting. Okay, I'm going to see if this helps ground me a bit. When the crowns are not just decorative. Okay. I can feel myself grounding. Wow, this is wild. I'm glad y'all were here to witness this. It's like literally the first time anything like this has happened. And the noise is faster. Have you guys tried swiping out and coming back in? I feel myself kind of coming down. As soon as I put this on, it started grounding me more. Let's see if it, nope, it's still in my hands. It's still there. Try going out and coming back in. It's still the same. Okay. It's like I can feel it. Okay, still there. It's like I can play with it in my fingers, it feels like. Oh, yay, SP. You're welcome. Happy birthday. It's my gift to you. Since the whole Stephen Cree thing didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Yeah, it's just on my TikTok. It gets louder when I rub my fingers together. I wonder what it is. Because I felt the being leave, but it was wild because he went like this, and I couldn't tell if he was giving me something or if he was taking something. It was or disconnecting. You hear a bird cawing outside like a duck. That's funny. Maybe I did level up. And it's wild how it came in the way it did yesterday during that QHHT with someone who's got the Native American roots. I could see her guides clear as day. And when she described them, she was describing them as exactly as I saw them. Oh my gosh, my dragons are keeping me down. That's what they're doing here. They're like, I feel like they're one here, keeping me down. Like if they were to let go, I'd almost levitate. That's how amped up I am right now. I'm still grounded. Like this helped ground me. This is also my heaviest crown. So I'm wondering if it's literally just like holding me in place. Because my dragon crown is a lot lighter weight. It's very lightweight. This has a lot of crystals on it. I don't know if you noticed. Yes, spirit does move in mysterious ways. And here I thought I was going to do readings. Like I thought that was like a relative walking in. I just heard try to read now. Okay, we're going to do that. I'm going to see if this makes a difference in how I read or receive information because I just heard him say, read now. Try to read now. I'm going to put this crown up here. It belongs up here. I got to stand up and shake this out too. Okay. Yeah, it's something's hearing me. My dragons change colors, believe it or not, Linda. It's wild. One of them comes in sometimes as white, one of them black, sometimes they're red. I think they kind of change based on what I need. Oh, SP, I love you. I got cold chills. Okay. Interesting, Roxanne. All right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do like we did last night. If you have someone in mind that you want to connect to, ooh, I'm feeling amped up right now. If you have someone in mind you want to connect to, I want you to think about them, pull them in closer, and then drop their I want you to comment what their relation is to you. If it's a friend, mom, dad, fiance, has to be on the other side, how they're related to you. And I'm going to see, I'm going to call in spirit here. Oh my gosh. Um, I'm getting a C name. Like crystal, female. And she's showing me a necklace from a book that I'm reading right now. That this necklace is a piece of something of hers. There's a necklace with a piece of her, a piece of something, with a piece of something. So I don't think crystal's the name. I think there's something like a crystal in a piece of jewelry. She's still female. A piece of her. She's saying piece of her, piece of her. She's showing me a lion, so it makes me feel like she's a Leo, or she liked cats. Or August would be important. Well, I guess July, August. Dre, when I was looking at your name, it was like flashing lights to me. Would any of this make sense to you for your friend? She's saying a piece of me, a piece of me. There's a piece of me. Or the name Crystal, or there is a crystal that's a piece of her, something. Would that make sense to you? Okay. Is it a C name, or is it a crystal that she's talking about? Or and she's drawing attention to her chest. Crystals everywhere. C name. Okay. I feel drawn to Dre. Are you in a position where you can come in the box? What are you talking about? Spirits don't repeat words. Yes, they do. Okay, do a request. Oh, wait. Hi, Dre. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing all right. Okay, so is this your friend? Is this your friend?
Yes.
Okay. And would the chest make sense? The chest?
In a way, but not as far as like her actual passing.
No. She's trying, but she's hey, so where are my mods? Hold on. I gotta fix something here. Because somebody's not gonna come in here and be dumb.
It's gone. That's crazy.
Okay, we're gonna make that go away. Thanks, Ladora. Come in here, call me crazy. Anyway, so we all know I'm crazy already. So let me see what else she's telling me, because it is July, August, or Leo, something to do with. She said she showed me a lion. She showed me a lion, which made me think of Leo and July or August. That was my own rabbit hole, but she was showing me a lion. Would that make sense for her?
Yeah. For one of her daughters, yeah.
Okay. And then did one of her daughters, there's something about, they're showing me a bike. A bike. So either someone's learning how to ride a bike or something about a bike. Would that make sense? A bike, like a regular bike, not a motorcycle, but they're getting me to say bike.
I mean, my kids are
learning right now, like how to ride a bike.
Mine are, but not hers.
It's okay. You have to, it's just about you. This is her saying that she's around you, and she's seeing what's happening. But also, did somebody, she's pointing a finger, or she's like holding up a finger. Did one of your kids be like, I hurt my finger? Something about a finger. Would that make sense? She's having me hold up a finger, or one, the number one.
Yeah, I mean, I have 5 kids, so somebody's always hurt.
Dang, who thought that was a good idea? I'm just kidding. We love children. But she's holding up the number 1. But there's something about the number 1, like, so that tells me like January, the first of the month, something like that. There's something about the number 1 that's important to her.
Could be her oldest daughter. Like, I'm not really close to her, so I don't know how she's doing right now. I'm closer to her younger daughter.
And is the month of January important around her?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Ask her daughter, or there's someone that's going to know exactly what this means, because she won't let me put it down. And there's something about the energy of this number 1, the first of the month, or January. Because she's like just one, or her daughter has 1 kid. There's something about just 1 that was very important. Okay, stop. And also there's someone that has been sick. There's someone that has been sick that she's talking about.
Probably me.
Okay. And was it like, did you have like hard time breathing? She's going back to the chest again. She's not talking about herself. She's talking about somebody else, like hard time breathing or something in the chest, or the chest hurts. Do you have asthma?
Not for me. My son, my oldest, like my firstborn, has a lot of lung issues.
So child number 1 is having chest issues.
Not at the moment, but he does on and off. Yeah.
Okay. And because she showed me like an EpiPen, Does one of your kids have severe allergies, or do you have to carry an EpiPen, or did she? There's something about an EpiPen.
I think that goes back to her daughter.
Okay.
No, we don't have EpiPens.
Okay.
But I want to say her oldest daughter does.
Okay. Had she been, she showed me 2 things all at once. And so I'm trying to figure out how to place this. Because she's showing me quick exit, but also had been sick.
And I think the chest may be with her. There was a lot of anxiety.
You cut out there for a second. What did you say?
The chest may be with her too. She had a lot of anxiety.
Okay. And would you understand her quick exit? Yeah. Okay. And she feels kind of altered. Would that make sense? She would have been altered at the end, or something about being altered?
That is a major question that, yeah.
Okay. Because she doesn't feel herself, or she feels like disoriented or altered. She feels altered. Okay.
She was not herself.
No. And did she initiate? Yes. Okay. All right.
Is beyond a character for her.
Yes. Because she feels like there was something different about her, like, again, altered. She's going back to altered, like, and she's drawing attention to, I had a friend whose husband made that same choice, but had been put on had changed medication like 2 weeks prior.
Yeah. And that is exactly that. Exactly that. That is what we're questioning, but because of, HIPAA and all of that.
Right.
It's been, nobody can get access to it to find out.
Okay. She's making me feel like that's what it was, to be honest.
And that's our initial, that's what we thought.
That like changing medication altered altered things, altered the brain chemistry. And I can attest to that. Like back probably 25 years ago, my doctor tried to change my antidepressant. And within a week of taking this particular medication, I was having thoughts of doing that. When prior I was not. I was just like, I just need to get my butt in gear and be not so sad and crying all the time. And it turned into, I was formulating a plan.
Yep.
So this is what she's showing me. And she's apologizing. She's like, that was never what she wanted.
No, never. I mean, we're going to talk about like the happiest person all the time would just change the energy in any room. Like that was her. So for her to do this, she wasn't scared to talk to anybody. So if there was something going on, she would have reached out to somebody. Because she did not have a problem doing that at all.
Yeah, no, she's saying very clearly that whatever this was that changed her or altered her, this was not what she would have chosen.
Right. Yep. That is what we all suspected. But the person who's able to get access to all of it is refusing to.
Yeah, she just keeps saying wasn't her choice, wasn't her intention. It was not on purpose or like. So I think that's the message. Honestly, she's just saying she needs you all to understand that this was not what she would have chosen or not what she intended.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we all knew that, but it's good to just have
confirmation
from her because we all know it, but her husband is refusing to access any of it or, listen to the daughters to be able to have that information for peace of mind.
Has it been a year?
It is coming up on 1 year, yeah.
Go back to 1.
Yeah.
And are you talking about moving?
I'm not, no.
She's talking about somebody's talking about moving. Someone's moving. She's saying somebody's moving.
Yeah, I mean, her daughters move a lot just because of college. They play sports, so they'll kind of switch colleges sometimes.
Is one of them playing volleyball?
One of my daughters is playing volleyball, but hers, no, it's a different sport.
Okay, because she was like volleyball, something about volleyball.
Yeah, she loved our little volleyball player.
So this is just her just kind of proving, I guess, just trying to prove up, like, I'm here, I'm around, I'm always around. But I think her message to you today is you're onto something and you may never know.
Yeah.
You may never get confirmation.
We've all kind of made peace with that. Yep. It just, still hard.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, she was a nurse. Was just an amazing person and lived for her daughters, to travel with her daughters, to go see them every weekend, playing all across the country in their sports and yeah. So,
well, she's okay. She's still around. And it's okay if you don't ever know, is what she's saying. It's okay if you don't ever know. But she does visit her daughters. She does try to visit them in dreams.
No doubt.
But they're on their own journey with that. And just hold, I feel like they're going to come to you at some point and ask questions, or there's something about them coming to you at some point and asking something or asking for something or something along those lines. So just kind of be prepared for that she's going to encourage that. She's going to encourage that.
Yeah, I have a feeling, talking about moving and all that the youngest might end up with me for a little while. Or one of our other friends.
Okay.
When she's in town. I mean, the girls, they don't have anybody left here, but
Yeah. Well, hang in there. I'm sorry about the loss of your friend, and
Thank you.
what needs to be revealed will be, but other than that,
Yeah.
just know that she's okay. So, all right. Well, thanks for popping on and playing along.
Yeah, thanks so much. And it is crazy. Like when I came up, the static did go away.
Interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, somebody else pointed that out, and I was like, oh, it did. That's wild.
Wild. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And thanks for being a follower and all the good things.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. I definitely needed it. And she's exactly who I was, telling to come forward today.
I love that. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we'll talk again soon, I'm sure.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, that worked out. That was kind of cool how she kind of stepped up there. Interesting. Wow. Well, I'm glad that we were able to pull her through. I'm trying to figure out like the why they wanted me to bring someone through. And it might just be because I think Dre might be, I don't know if she's new. The static is back. Wow. Okay. Well, interesting. Very interesting. Oh, thank you, Dre. All right. And I saw, Tammy, you were getting postcards. I saw you getting postcards. So that was kind of cool too. I love that. Yeah, I felt like it was with Dre the whole time. That wild. All right. I'm going to go. I am starving. I think I'm going to take myself to go get food because I don't want to fix food and I don't want to go to the grocery. So I might just go get food and have lunch by myself and do some people watching. Definitely need to hear that it's been heavy on your heart lately. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad that she came through for you today. Spirit has a funny way of doing that, just coming in. And I think that's the mark of, at the risk of sounding arrogant, a good medium is going to acknowledge that when it needs to happen. And that they're going to trust the medium to deliver the message and honor it. So thank you for like coming and playing my energy games and stuff today. That was really fun. That was really, really exciting. I can't wait to play with it. I kind of wish I could see it. Like, you never just wish you had magic. Like you could just, it's like point and like zap people. Maybe that's why I don't have it. Because I would 100% do that. That's why I don't get the magic touch for other people, because I would just zap people and be like, check this out. What do you think of that? I feel okay, Linda. It was just like there for a minute, like my head was kind of hurting, but I felt like it was, I don't know what it was. Spirit use radios and they repeat on devices. That's true. That's true. So, all right. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out and playing around. Experiment with that, friends, and see if you felt that. Play with it through the day. See if you can put your hands out. See if you can feel spirit, if you feel the energy. Call in your guides, call in the healers, call in the multidimensional beings. And if I get any more downloads on anything, I'll make sure to do a video and post it and let you guys know if anything else comes through, if I get any more information, because like Brian was asking about what's an interdimensional shift, couldn't tell you. It just fell out of my face. So maybe I'll see what they can give me on that. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic week. I'm on spring break next week, meaning I don't teach dance, which is kind of cool, but all right. Well, have a fantastic day, fantastic week. Many blessings to all of you. And I'm sure we will talk again soon. And happy Easter. Oh yeah, it's Easter. Happy Easter. No matter if you celebrate in the Jesus-y way or, oh, her name was Celeste. Okay. Or in a pagan way. It's up to you. No shade here. Or if you just like the Easter eggs and the chocolate. All right, friends, have a good one.
Your time in the realm of the crowned medium is cherished. Her Highness Lorenda Carr encourages you to like, subscribe, comment, and follow on all channels to stay updated on new episodes and offerings.